All right, hello again, everyone. It's Dima Khoury with Compass in Burlingame, and I'm back to bring you more information and fresh updates on the real estate market in San Francisco and what has been going on for the previous week. Plus, we're going to go over the market activity in general in the US and talking about the projections. So to start with, as always, interest rates are still low. We're at 2.88%, which means that for the buyers, it's such a great time to buy. It's borrowing money is cheap in today's market, and for the sellers, it's such a great time to go on the market. There's a huge number of buyers that are on the market that wants to lock in low interest rates. So and then let's see how is the activity going in general in the US market. So, okay, so looking at, I would want to start with this slide, which shows us that how much back to normal are we in terms of real estate market activities. So we can see that all of the states, we're not yet 100% back to normal. In California, we're 77% back to normal. And now looking at the buyers activity, so we're 60%. Home buyers traffic jumped again in July, recording a 60% or 61% year over year increase. So the Northeast and the West have high percentages. So we're in the West around 57% more activity in comparison to last year. And this also reflects how much demand the low interest rates is bringing to the market, and how much this impacted and refreshed the market during a very challenging time. Now, looking at the change in inventory, and we can see that almost all states are in the red, which means that we're still struggling with low inventory. In California, we're around, let's see. So in California, we're around 42% lower inventory than last year. And keeping in mind that last year we also had low inventory. So you can imagine the amount of activity that we have on properties when we hit the market. Um, okay, now this slide shows us, this is a very interesting slide that shows us the original pandemic forecast versus the current forecast. So Fannie Mae were expecting when the pandemic started that property values would increase in value only 0.4%, yet today they're expecting a 4.4% increase. And these projections or forecasts are for this year. Now Zillow was expecting property values to drop 3%, yet today they're expecting an increase in property value for 3.6%. And CoreLogic, they were the only outlier that were forecasting properties to drop in value at the rate of 6.6%, yet today they're expecting the property values to increase 0.6%. Now looking at all the projections, so we can see that most of them are expecting higher property or increase in property values for this year, for the current year, and we have only one side that is expecting property values to drop 1.1% over the next 12 months. Now let's look at what's happening only in San Francisco, and how much properties has been selling. So the number of active properties properties that came on the market, the total is 255 properties, and 165 of them are condos. The number of pending properties, or the properties that went in contract, are 165 properties, and 83 of them are condominiums. And the number of properties that sold or closed escrow are 103, and 50 of them are condos. So we can see that there's slightly more activity in the condominium market, which is very normal because we have way more inventory for the condominiums than the single family homes. Now, the properties that came off market are between expired, withdrawn, or canceled are 59 properties, and 43 of them are condominiums. Now, looking at the absorption rate and to see whether we're at a seller's market or a neutral market or a buyer's market, the number of comparing the number of properties that are currently, the total number of properties that are currently on the market versus how much are in contract. So for the single family homes, we're at 1.6 months, which means that this is a big time seller's market. And again, anything below 4 reflects a seller's market. Between 4 and 6 is neutral market, and above 6 is a buyer's market. So again, for the single family homes, we're at 1.6 months, which means that we need 1 month and um, almost 17 or 18 days to sell the current properties on the market. And for the condominiums, we're at 4.1, which means we need 4 months and a few days to sell all the inventory that are currently on the market. So this is a neutral market. This is not a seller's market, not a buyer's market. Now, let me also show you some charts that would demonstrate the current activity in San Francisco market. So we can see this chart shows us the appreciation in property values along the years, starting from Q1 2012. So we can see that the trend is up. Even up until Q2 this year, the single family homes were appreciating. And um, and then looking at this condominiums, so we also see that the trend is up starting from Q1 2012, and we can see that Q2 has slightly dropped in comparison to Q2 last year. So year over year, it's slightly lower in the condominium market, yet the trend in overall is going up. Now, this slide shows us the overbidding, how much buyers are overbidding or writing offers above the asking price. So all like throughout the years, we can see that there has been a lot of overbidding and properties were selling way above asking prices. Yet now in this year, we started with big time overbidding, yet now we're selling at almost 100% of property values. And this chart splits the single family homes from the condominiums to see the difference in terms of overbidding or how much properties are selling above the asking price. So we can see that the single family homes are at a rate in today's market are at a rate of 102%, or 2%, they're selling 2% above the asking price, yet the condominiums are selling exactly right at the asking price. So this shows us what's happening in San Francisco County. There is a difference between the single family homes and the condominiums. If you're a buyer thinking of buying and you don't see any urgency to jump on the market right now, we can see that this is a great time to buy because properties and condominiums are not experiencing overbidding, so you can buy at a very stable price. So this is really a good time to buy a condominium if you're in the market or if you think you want to buy in the next few months. So this is the right time with the great interest rates. So, and if you're a seller, you're not sure whether to sell or not to sell, you need more information about your certain district or your property, how to prepare it to sell and maximize your sale, please feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to give you with more information on the market and on your property. So I'll leave you now. Have a wonderful weekend. The weather is amazing outside, and please be safe.